And welcome back, true believers, to episode 2 of our Screencast series on Slyde, the new GUI testing tool for Java. I'm Alex Oz again, and I'm going to be leading you through this screencast, which will focus on running tests, the most important part of Slyde. All right, so if everyone will remember from the last time, episode 1, we were talking about some sample tests here that operate on our dice roller application. This is a very simple application that just shows the possibilities of various target GUIs and what you can do with Slyde. This first test that we have rolls 5 8-sided dice, does exactly what it says. It rolls 5 8-sided die. We can just come down here to the, there's only one test case in this test, and so we can come in here and see exactly what it does. We first do a couple of result checks and just make sure that everything's initialized to the proper values. Then we do a couple of actions, as you can see right here. We select all of the text in the num dice field, we delete everything, and we add our own key, 5. Then we click on the D8 selector radio button. Then we click on the roll button. We wait 1,000, this is in milliseconds, so we wait 1,000 milliseconds. Then we do some asserts here and just make sure that everything worked. First, we make sure that num dice field is still 5. Here, we're checking that some field is equal to this regex value, and so this is basically being a little bit more advanced because we don't know what it's going to be before the program is run. It's random. Otherwise, it'd be some pretty crappy dice. But this kind of shows the power of regex, and we're checking the history field to make sure that it's the same as the sum field. We check that the D6 selector is not selected. You can see here using this not operator. We're checking that the D8 selector is still selected and that the D20 radio button is not selected. Then we're doing another action, just clicking the clear button and checking again that everything is back to the initial results like we think it should be. So that's just this basic rolls 8-sided die test. Okay. The another dice roller test right here is very similar to the rolls 5 8-sided die test, but one difference is the sum field initial result. It is looking for nothing, whereas in fact we know that it's going to be 0. So this test is designed to fail right at the start. So when we run this suite, we'll be able to see the activity of both test passing and test failing. So without further ado, let's go up here to the amazing suite. We can view some metadata about it while we're at it, and just give it the old runaroo. So the first thing that you notice when we run the suite is our status window pops up in the background. You can see it also is controlling my mouse and popping up 2 of these dice roller alpha applications. Right now this number 2 is showing the current number of completed tests. There are only 2 tests in this suite, so everything is done. So we're done with these target apps. We can go through and quit those. And we can view some information about this suite that just passed. Right now, pass-fail, this is just the most basic of metrics. We see that 1 of 2 tests completed successfully. This is exactly what we expect. The rolls 5 8-sided die test, all tests completed successfully. And the other 5 dice roller test, 0 tests passed, 1 test failed. All right, that is how you run tests in the Slyde GUI testing framework. I hope everyone enjoyed this screencast and are looking forward to episode 3, where we're going to talk about report generation.